Hello kids! So today's lesson or topic for our values education is about upholding human rights. And prior to this, we have discussed about the constitutional rights and universal rights. Diba? Now we will be zeroing in on three basic human rights. So we will be discussing about some other things to strengthen that what we have, the rights that we have to protect and preserve it, because that is those are having rights. It's like a privilege given to us. Okay, so I'll move on to the next slide. So we have here the key question. Again, this is streamed in our interaction thread, and after the discussion, then you may go and visit our Google Classroom and answer this in our classwork. Next slide. According to the Constitution of the Philippines, Section 11, Article 2, the state values the dignity of every human person and guarantees full respect for human rights. Kids, when we say dignity, it's a state of being honored and respected. That is dignity. And the Constitution states it clearly that our dignity should be respected. I mean, our dignity should be preserved because we are human beings. We have rights to become dignified people, and we know what to do. We know what to choose. We have choices between right and wrong, and we know how to respect people because we want also to be respected, right? Okay, next. Wait, here, three basic human rights. We had before the constitutional rights and the universal rights. Now we have the three basic human rights. But these are still connected to one another. The right to life, it's in our universal right. So it expresses that a human being has the right not to be killed by another human being. We all die. That is a fact. But it's better if we die on natural causes, but not because someone ended our lives for us. And that is a violation to our right. If then that is a grave violation that can ever be committed to a person by someone. So if we love life, we know how to respect life, we know how to protect life as well. The right to have dignity and value, because we are unique individuals. We all have our own personalities. We have our own way of carrying ourselves with dignity and value. We shouldn't all feel like we are valueless because we all are valuable to the society. No matter how small we may look at ourselves, but we all are important to every society. The right to become productive, because we have our talents, we have our skills, then we have the right to use those for our own advantage, to develop ourselves better, to become better members, efficient members of the society. We have to share our talents, our skills to the society so that everyone else could benefit from that. We shouldn't be selfish. The right to become productive. We shouldn't be idle. We should always be thankful that we are alive and that we were given skills and talents. Then we have to nurture those and share those to the society and be productive and make a living out of it. Okay, kids? This actually just simple slides that I made. I have here the tidbits of the human rights, the basic human rights, that every human being has a moral right to all that he or she needs to do his or her duty to God and man. If we love life, we are human beings with dignity and value, we think correctly, we choose what is right, then if we do that, we are serving God. We are serving other people. The word samurai means to serve. So the samurais are servicemen, if I may call it that way. The samurai is to serve. And they are noble. They have their own ways of thinking, of protecting the rights that were given to them. Likewise, if we are human beings with moral conviction, then we would choose good over bad. Because we will always think about how God would think about us, how God would feel, how our parents would feel if we choose this, if we make a choice that is out of what is lawful. We always have to think about, we have that guilt feeling in us because we have, as I have said before, I mentioned it before, but I think it will be discussed here further. We have conscience. Guilt is very unforgiving, unrelenting. We wouldn't want that. So we have to be guilt free because we have to choose what is good, and then we will be guilt free because we chose, like, this is what is proper, what is right, what is acceptable, then we will be guilt free about it. There are choices that are somewhat very hard to make, but nonetheless, we are human beings. We can easily adapt. We can really think right about what we are supposed to be doing. Everyone has the right to choose how he or she will live his life in accordance to his or her own will. No one should dictate to us how we live our life. We are our own person. We are our own persons. We have our own individualities. We have our own personalities. So no one can ever say that you live my life the way that I live mine. You cannot say that. Oh, like your ate, like your kuya, like your titas, like your classmates. You should be like that. You should be like this. No one should ever do that to us because we have our own minds. We know we know we can make decisions. But when we make decisions, we have to be responsible in making decisions. We have our own conviction. Everyone has the right to be treated in humane means. No one should be shaming us. Body shaming, calling us sluts, calling us whatever. No one should do that. Comparing us to others and then telling something about us that could hurt us and could, malign us, could hurt us the most. We should be treated in humane means because we are human beings. We shouldn't be treating other people like they are not like us. Because we want to be treated fair and square, we should also be giving that to other people. Love begets love. Respect begets respect. Hate begets hate. However, we are human beings. We are rational people. We are rational beings. So we know what is right from wrong. And we should always choose right over wrong. Human existence and nature cuts across all races, gender, creed, or religion. Universal rights. The right to life. It is not only true to the Philippines, not only true to Saudi, but all globally. No matter the color, no matter the status in life, no matter the religion, we all enjoy the same rights. Next one. Man is an embodied spirit endowed with intellect and ill, and is free and rational. We know we have intellects, we can think, we can decide. We know we have a spirits. That's why we take care of our spiritual life as well. We are free. We are rational. We know what is right from wrong, bad from good. Man is dignified. As I have said, this is a state wherein we need to be treated like honored and respected. Being dignified that we have our human rights. And human rights are privileges given to us that we should take care and preserve because those can be taken away from us. Conscience is a practical judgment of reason to do good and avoid evil. actions to be done or avoided based on universal moral norms because we have our conscience. That's why we feel guilty, and conscience needs to be developed. In everything that we do, every time that we decide, we have to think about the consequences of every decision that we make. After making a decision, are we going to be guilty about it or are we going to be guilt free? See? We do not make decisions hastily. We make decisions, especially if it is a very risky one, then we have to really be talking to our conscience. Would this be good? Would this be good to other people? Will this be okay with everyone else? Like that. Next one. Okay, this one. According to Roberto Romulo, an integral part of human dignity is a person's ability to raise himself and his family to a level of living fit for a human being. Because we're dignified people, we wouldn't want to be sleeping in the streets. We value our life. But hey, life is unfair. We see things that we do not want to see. We experience things, we hear things that we do not want to hear. But as human beings, we will try in all our power to live like what we are supposed to be. We live life that we all deserve as human beings with dignity. Okay, kids? So that is all about upholding human rights. When we uphold human rights, because you know that those rights are privileges, we have to take care of that. We do not want other people violating our human rights, much so that we have to that we will be violating other people's human rights. That is a no. When we uphold our human rights, because we know what we are made of. We know what we are. We are valuable people. We are dignified people. That's why we want other people to see that I have my rights. I know how to protect my rights. I know how to preserve my rights. And I know how to respect other people's rights as well. We live like that. We live in relationship in the society. It's a two-way traffic. Give and take. Because we wouldn't want to be violated. Much so that we have to violate other people. No. We always have to think about the rights that were given to us that we enjoy. Because think about if those rights were taken away from us just like that and we couldn't enjoy anything at all. What will life be like? Sad. All right? Okay, kids, so please go back to our Google Classroom. I have posted some materials there already for your references, and for our interaction thread, it's open now. Thank you.